The McBeer returns. The McBeer. They don't really sell beer at McDonald's, except for in Europe, according to Quentin Tarantino in Pulp Fiction. Yeah, when the Germans visited Galveston, my friend's his stepdad's relatives, his stepdad's brother and wife came from Germany. They visited, Galveston and Houston. They were probably like thinking when they went into Burger King, hey, where's the fucking beer? Why can't I buy a beer at Burger King? They're probably like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, we don't serve alcohol at fast food places, right? So maybe, Germans, they drink a lot more beer, I guess, than Americans do. Maybe it's that people in France and Germany are expected to be more responsible than Americans are with alcohol. Or maybe they take a little bit of alcohol each day instead of they don't go on binge drinking like Americans. Americans are like, woo, alcohol, that's forbidden. Let's do a lot of it then. Like Americans want to do whatever is forbidden, and do a lot of it until it's excessive. And in Germany, beer is part of the culture, as part of the McDonald's and the Burger King. And in France, wine is part of their culture. So the alcohol is just ingrained into the culture. It's not meant to, be a problem, I guess. But it doesn't mean that alcohol is not a problem in those cultures or in Europe. So really, I don't find they're superior to us with alcohol, but there is something to be said of a culture that could have a lunch and have a glass of wine and not want the whole bottle and get trashed. I mean, there is something, I guess, to that culture, right? That could just go to Burger King, get a pint of beer, and be on their way and not cause a problem. Yeah. I'm not talking about in a little cup, man. I'm talking about a fucking pint of beer. You know what they use to dip French fries? In Amsterdam, man. Was it Amsterdam or does he say Germany? But he's like, man, they use mayonnaise. Get the fuck out of here. Mayonnaise. I'm telling you, they drown in that shit. The Pulp Fiction dialogue. Yeah, I mean, it's Quentin Tarantino, kind of the dialogue master, right? In the cinema back in the day. And maybe, still does some shit today. I don't know. The desire to do some shit. Yeah, I mean, is there too much dialogue in Quentin Tarantino movies? I would like to see there's not been really a Quentin Tarantino movie I've seen with sparse dialogue. There's always just heavy dialogue, but, it's interesting. It's usually interesting anyway. You'd rather have too much than not get any, right? I'm not just talking about pussy, I'm talking about reality, but... Now, I don't like every scene and every dialogue in Quentin Tarantino movies. I like a lot of it. I enjoy a lot of it. But maybe there's too much conversational dialogue going on in Quentin Tarantino movies. But I guess that's how he flexes his own, intellect and his own erudite grasp of the English language, but also it's a way that he fleshes out his characters in a really deep way in his movies. So could there be over dialogue? Could there be over characterization? Well, that's a possibility, but most of his movies are hits, so I don't really try to judge too harshly about that. About certain styles and all I want to know when I see a Quentin Tarantino movie, do I like it or do I don't? So it comes down to a simple equation. Either, when you go to Burger King, they either gave you crisp golden fries or they're burnt or they're old. So it's either good or bad. Maybe you could get meh fries, somewhere in between. But it's basically in art, like food, like any kind of art form, it's like, is it good or is it bad? Well, sometimes I guess you could have meh or in between or mediocre. I suppose that could also be a state in the middle of. But it's not the state that I really enjoy because it's not a definitive one. It's just kind of it's kind of meh. It's not something that pleases me. Okay, so my dog escapes from me. Now, this is an intense situation because the dog could probably outrun me and go hide and escape into the street or escape into different neighborhoods. The dog could probably run a long time without getting tired if I'm chasing it. Now, I can only accept two outcomes. I can only accept one outcome, that I catch my dog. And so I'm willing to sacrifice my own life to catch my dog, because that's in my worldview, that's the most important thing is to make sure my dog is safe. So I will sacrifice. I'll work hard to make sure my dog is safe and cared for, because that's my highest priority in my life. And so it doesn't matter if I have to run through neighborhood after neighborhood and almost kill myself. It doesn't matter as long as I bring the dogs back home and they're not lost and they're not get run over by a car or something like that. So love is the ability to sacrifice, but also discipline can also be the ability to sacrifice. So vice versa. That's a good one. That's a great addition to the philosophical conversation. Yeah, but I prefer if the class did a fart the next time, because that would really clarify things, really clear the air. Ooh. Do I feel guilty about it? Yeah, I took a creative writing course and I almost got expelled from my college. I was almost expelled by the Dean of English. Yeah. There was a Starbucks girl back then named Hannah, and she was a hot piece of ass. She was in the front of the class. I sat next to you know who, right? Like the fucking Mini Driver chick, right? Yeah. Well, the Mini Driver chick with the brunette hair with the the fucking hot chick. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, did she sit by me on purpose, or did I sit by her on purpose? She probably sat by me on purpose, to be honest with you. So They had this cutest girl that took the creative writing class. The brunette chick, hot body, fucking gorgeous, just so cute, so hot, so awesome. She was from Magnolia, right? Yeah. So, she was a Magnolia, all right. You know what I mean, guys? So then, they had one girl that was not as hot as Hannah and Belle. And she was kind of like, whatever, kind of honky tonk, or she wasn't that attractive. And but we had to read our shit in our creative writing class. So most of the time when I'm in creative writing class, people were like, "Are you fucking high?" I will admit I was baking out a lot of shit back then. To be honest, I was writing while I was baked. Because one time I wrote a poem about this girl Crystal, and I was really stoned, and like I thought the poem was like amazing. I said, "Oh man, dude, you're really writing some bars, bro." So maybe my shit sounded fantasy, like I was stoned all the time. And I was kind of ripped. It's not the shit I would write now, but the shit back then I'd write 15 years ago was a lot different from what I would write now. I'd write more organized stuff now. I'd write more coherent stuff. Not totally like smoked out of my mind shit, like back in the days. Okay, yeah, I remember her name. Yeah, Kelsey, that's her name. Right, Kelsey. Oh man, this girl Kelsey, man. Fucking just this big 19-year-old rack and like this fucking brunette hair, like just beautiful, like freckles, and just fucking mind-bogglingly, like crazy hot, right? So then, really cool too. She was cool too. I'm not saying she was just a piece of ass or something. She was cool though too. She was really cool. She was, So we had a good, what they call that? Not just sexual fascination, but we had a good rapport. That's the word I was looking for. Rapport is the word that I was looking for. Rapport is the word I was looking for. Oh. Otherwise, I would yell out rapport is what I'm looking for. No, maybe you could probably do that while you're sober, though. Yeah, that's true. So we had to read our creative writing to the professor of the creative writing class. Why did I take creative writing? I didn't know there was going to be so many hot ass in there. I didn't know there was going to be such fine women in there. I really didn't. You take a class, you don't know if there's going to be a lot of great ass. So I was just kind of surprised that time because I was like, oh, I'm really interested in creative writing. But look, there's pretty girls everywhere. Oh, fuck. Right? So that was one of the times where I was like, oh, I'm glad I took this class. You know what I'm saying? Look at these cuties in here. Holy shit. Look at these babes. This is a good time. This is going to be a great class. Oh, and I get to be an art weirdo, too. Great. I got the best of both worlds. There's hot chicks, and I get to be a weird art guy. Man, motherfucking tastic. I like the way things are lining up over here. And then, so a lot of the women and the men in the class did not write sexual stuff or sexual things. And this is what almost got me banned, is that you're not supposed to laugh, or you're not supposed to. So the professor almost banned us, me and Hannah, as we were laughing because this girl was like writing this porno basically. And it was just like, this is not porno writing class. This is fucking, but whatever. Creative writing is supposed to be whatever. It's, anything goes. So you didn't know what the fuck you were going to listen to. I guess that was the excitement of it. But this woman's like writing a porno. You know what I'm saying? She's not that attractive either. So it's not like a porno I was into. If Hannah or Kelsey wrote a porno, and she was like, and then the member penetrated my vagina, then I'd be like, oh man, this is the greatest story I've ever heard. But this lady wasn't, poor girl. She just wasn't. I don't know what was going on with her, but it was just. So she wrote about, and then he penetrated her oozy vagina, and the sperm ejaculated. I was like, and so me and Hannah start, because we're like immature, right? And then he stuck his strong member into her fragile vagina, aching for the penetration. And so she's writing this shit. We're listening to this shit in class. I'm like, and the girl starts laughing. The more the hot girl starts laughing, the more I simp out and I start laughing. Unfortunately, Hannah was really cute. So how cute was Hannah? She's like hot, like Jennifer. She's almost Jennifer Aniston hot, really. Yeah, she's really almost to that level, to be honest. Probably should have been an actress. Yeah, Hannah probably ended up a communication PR specialist or some bullshit like that. But to be honest with you, I think Hannah probably should have went for acting or being an actress. But there's a lot of hot babes in acting and trying to make it in the biz and all that shit. So. So they were like, "Stop! Don't laugh at people's shit." Because we talked with the dean about getting you guys expelled, then we decided not to, as long as you apologized or something, and then we did, and then I was like, "Oh, sorry for being immature or whatever." So anyways, I didn't know this girl was gonna write something about ejaculation and shit. I was like, I wasn't prepared for that. Sorry. Ejaculation. Yeah, I mean, my format is really a non-format, which is like a format. Yeah, like my shows are like jazz itself. It's like it's a format with not a format that's kind of a format in and of itself. So it's kind of like whatever it is. So that's what I would prefer it to be, actually. I prefer it to be, actually, in some capacity. Right. Kind of like overthinking that concept too much, I think. Yeah, kind of like getting lost in the conceptual dimensions of the organization. But we can overcome that though. That's not a problem. Yeah. Love you.
I said, at least you on her bed.
Oh, that's freezing my beer. Oh, you're not freezing? You're rescue my beer here. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I put it on top. So don't, oh, thanks. I want my beer to freeze. Yeah, that would be a
Every time I get just about,
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't get slammed.
Oh, okay.
That's the way it's cold.
Oh, okay. It's not quite cold yet. That's nice. Yeah, love you too. Oh, thank you. Oh, my lovely. Oh, thank you. That rocks. So this beer has been in the freezer. Ah. So when I used to work at a liquor store for almost 2 years, they did a Benjamin Franklin quote. It said, "Beer is proof God loves us." Yeah, guess so. Ooh. The beer. What is it all about? It's about the McBeer. Beer Donald's. That's what it's all about. Yeah. But if the Beatles had reunited in the 1980s, or maybe even 1990s, it would have been like a huge fanfare. Yeah, it would have been like the rooftop concert. It might have been too much. I'm doing alternative history. Just because alternative history is interesting. Like, what if? What could have been? Like, what could have been? Right. That's an interesting question. Along the time space continuum and the Big Bang, what could have actually happened? Some fascinating possibilities. Now, it's said in quantum physics that there's multiverses in which there's different scenarios playing out simultaneously with our universe. Yeah, so there's different scenarios going on. So in one scenario, I'm homeless. In another scenario, I'm a fentanyl addict roaming the streets somewhere. Right, so there's different possibilities. So in one scenario, I'm a super successful person with lots of money and power and control, and I've got a hot wife and 5 kids or something. So there's different scenarios in the multiple parallel dimensions. Now, I'm wondering if all the different multiverse dimensions have to follow the same rules. For instance, it's easy to imagine an alternative history like The Last Action Hero, in which Sylvester Stallone was the Terminator, and maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger was Rocky. Now, that's easy to see that that could have happened, in real life, perhaps. Not likely, but I'm saying in a parallel universe, in a multiverse. However, it's kind of difficult to imagine a multiverse in which the biological train is derailed because the genetics have to flow in a certain way. So that might be harder than just people just changing roles or doing different versions of the same thing or whatever. So that is an interesting caveat to the multiverse. Parallel universe idea is, what about the flow of biological time between human beings, and animals and creatures and all life, basically. But I suppose the solution for that would be that in the complexities of the parallel universes in the multiverse, then your mom would meet another guy, and that your dad would meet another girl, and that would create a new person, that would create a new universe and a new reality at that same particular time. I guess it was hard to wrap my head around how the different universes could actually all be different, but it would just be a kind of a just a XY XX kind of game. It would just be like the P's in biology class or something. Mendeleev or whatever his name is. So it wouldn't just be in biology, evolutionary biology, that the seeds would cross, but also that the times and the dimensions would cross, and they would change as well in the multiverse system. I don't think it was Marvel to come up with multi-dimensions. Maybe it was quantum physics. Maybe it was Albert Einstein and his cohorts in the early 20th century. So, spooky action at a distance, quantum entanglement. But famously, Albert Einstein said, God does not play dice. So, God does not play dice. Huh. So is Einstein saying that God does not play? Huh. That God's not a player? God does not like order or constructs or randomness or games or designs or structures? Is that what Einstein is saying by God does not play dice? God likes to be bored all the time. Well, I would figure if there is right now a God, that he doesn't like shit to be boring. So look at the drama of human beings. Look at all this drama. There's constant wars and fights and shit going on. It's like got to be a 24/7 reality show for God. If there is one. He's entertained as hell. He's like, look at all this fucking shenanigans here. Yeah. What if everything was orderly and it was all just paint by numbers and there was no chaotic element in it? And it was just boring. It would just be monotonous. It would just be boring. But God designed the universe better. He likes a little excitement, just like everybody else does. God is much like us. In fact, in the image of God we are, according to the Bible at least, or religion itself. That's not just a Hinduistic idea that we are God and God are we. Well, that's also a Christian and a Jewish idea and a Muslim idea as well. I think it was Terry A. Davis, God's Lonely Programmer, the man who was working for Ticketmaster, and he was a great computer programmer, but then he had a schizophrenic split, and then he would make videos on YouTube before he died, tragically, being homeless, and he got crushed by a train or something on a railroad track. And before he died, he would often say, I got to entertain God. And so I kind of understand, even though he's schizophrenic, I kind of understand what he was saying. Like he needs to entertain God. Because God wouldn't have made a universe like this unless it entertained him, if there was a God in the first place. I don't usually connect those 2 points together. I just thought about it just now. Sometimes if you're a creative person, you can have the old data, and then you could mix the data together and create a new a new idea, and so you can often fuse ideas together that are previous and evolve an idea beyond itself, and that's perfectly legal as well. Bless you, bless you, bless you. I took my allergy pill today, so sorry. There was Saharan dust and dust particles. You know what I mean? It was a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit. Carbon monoxide and all that. There's a lot of shit in the air, dog. The particles, besides when I took a dump in the last video, I had particles. There's a lot of shit in the components of the atmosphere. The particulates, the carbon dioxide, Saharan African dust particles, radiation, the particles, the particulates, the silicates, think about all the particles in the atmosphere, all the different things that are in it. You know what I mean? Not just your grandma's fart, but like fucking CO2, fucking oxygen, nitrogen, everything. You know what I mean? Saharan dust particles, haze and dust particles everywhere, fucking up the atmosphere, bro. I mean, we got air conditioning in our homes. Why don't we have a global oxygen system, bro? Just saying. Yo. Why don't we have a air filter in our home, fool? But where's our air filter for the fucking outside? Where's our Earth air filter, dog? You know what I'm saying? That's for real, Don. Seriously. Get it, Don. Get your oxygen on. Get it, Don. Get it on. I know what the problem is. You guys run out of beer too much. That's a serious Earth problem. Y'all run out of beer too much. Too much. Y'all need more beer. Ooh. I don't know if that'd be a good one. You can make the song a little bit better though. Y'all run out of beer too much. Y'all run out of beer too much. Y'all run out of beer. I don't like that y'all run out of beer too much. Y'all run out of beer too much. Y'all run out of beer too much? In the rainforest, in the rainforest of Brazil, the forests create oxygen for real. Don't cut down the trees because that would increase disease. Produce more beer. That's a classic. You already created like a classic song for the album, man. Get your beer. Create more trees and beer. Create more trees and beer. Wow. Create the beer and the trees. Get rid of the disease. Ooh. Y'all ready for the next line of it? Well, I made a good call, I think. So I know that the past experience cannot predict future events, but sometimes that might be a useful guide though. So my photographic eidetic savant memory sometimes makes very good decisions, actually, photographically. I can photograph memories. I can utilize that for future success. Doesn't mean sometimes it fails. You can't predict the future, you can't predict events. But sometimes you get in the ballpark, you can get close. That's what I'm saying. Get close. That's the goal. The goal was never, I want more than you. The goal was never, I want a hotter wife than you, or I want a better life than you. The goal was always artistic. The goal always was, at its fundamental core, the goal was specifically, was to show, my life specifically was about showcasing the power of the human intellect and the human soul. And that was my goal in life. Not being like Tiger Woods and having $1 billion and fucking 10 Swedish bitches. My goal as a man in life was to show the power of the human spirit, the power of the human mind. And every day I live, I get that much closer to my goal. I get closer to my destiny as a man in this country, in this world, in this planet, in this universe. And you know what? Getting closer to my goal, after so much struggle, so much work, so much heartache, so much heartbreak, so much sweat, blood, and tears, getting closer to my goals feels so good, actually. You know, I know I'm almost there. I'm just right on the cusp of it, you know. I know the pain was worth it because I get to prove my theorems. I get to prove who I am. And that's the best feeling in the world. I wasn't trying to drive by you in a fucking muscle car and laugh at your ass that you're poor or you're fucking weak or you're fucking stupid. That wasn't my goal in life. That might be other people's lives. That might be other people's fucking goals, but it's never been my goal. My goal has always been, period, stop, to show the power of the human spirit and the human brain. And if I achieve that in my lifetime, then I have become exactly who I wanted to be. And I've done exactly what I wanted to do. And that feeling cannot be replicated. It is satisfactory to me. To fail is a teacher. But to win, that's a master. To fail is to learn. But to win is to become king. Period. Also. I guess some people thought I wasn't ambitious. I'm very ambitious, actually. More ambitious than I'll let on. I've always been really ambitious. I just didn't know how to do it. But the older I get, the more data I ascertain and obtain, the more I realize much more, you know. Unfortunately, it takes years to realize all of these things. It takes a lot of school. It takes a lot of life experience to realize all these fantastic things. But if you can master them, you can become a master yourself. If you can become a master, you become a teacher. If you can become a teacher, who knows what possibilities could await for you. So yes, I work hard. I've always worked hard. The Christian work ethic has always been in my family. The only reason why men are quitting in this society is because society has shit on men, and we have been working our asses off for years, and some men have thrown in the towel, the MGTOWs and so forth. Because they're not getting any ass, they're not getting any fucking cash, they're not getting shit out of this society. So they said, fuck it, I'm not fucking caring about this society anymore. This is what's up. The middle class is broke and disappearing. The poor and the working class is struggling into poverty and filth and fucking crime. And the elites are just getting richer and richer and richer off our backs year after year, day after day, month after month. And so I know a lot of people are giving up, right? They're like, where's the American dream? Where's our shit? Where's our piece of the pie? Well, it's vanishing. Like everything else good is vanishing. Everything beautiful in this life is vanishing. Everything's going down in the quicksand of time. And you got to grab the best of it while you can, because it's all disappearing. So, yeah, it's not getting easier for straight American males. It's just not. Life doesn't get easier, it gets harder. And so this is the fucking deal. This is the raw truth that I'm telling you. The only thing that's keeping me through this is, really my faith in God. You know what's really keeping me through all this? Why I haven't hung myself yet? You know what's really keeping me through this shit? My belief in America, my belief in God, my faith in man. You know what's really keeping me through this? All this fucking hell. All this hell of not just my life, but this world. You know what's keeping me through this shit? The fucking bullet and barreling it through my. It's that. You know what's keeping me alive? Really keeping me going every day, day in, day out. It's my belief. It's my faith. Not just in God, but it's my belief in everything. That's what's keeping me going. Without it, I'd be fucking cooked. I'd be fucking toast. I'd be fucking done already. I love my family too. My family's keeping me going too. I care about my people. I care about my fucking family. And I'll do whatever it takes to ensure their survival and their prosperity. And I mean whatever it fucking takes. I'm not talking about hell or high water. I'm not saying I'm gonna start sticking gun in people's fucking mouths. But I'm not saying it's hell and high water. I'm robbing banks. But I care about my fucking people. I care about my fucking people. Sorry, I showed an emotion. Apologize for that. Is it on? Good.
When your project calls for bold creativity, design freely on Figma and seamlessly move to Studio, where your vision takes shape. With Studio, built for the way you create.
Dope, down. Alright, electronic mix, dog. What's up with my electro mix, homie?
Whether you're a contractor or a master technician, Harbor Freight understands your job depends
What the
upon
hell is this? I didn't play 3 commercials, nigga. The fucking 3 commercials, nigga. And sign up with that. I'm feeling the vibe, don't I? That's my electro mix, though. You ready for electro mix? Yeah. I didn't even know I had an electric mix until now. I get an electro mix? Oh yeah. I guess I do have an electro mix, huh? You ready for it? Oh, is that okay? We are the music makers. We are the dreamers of dreams.
We are music makers, and we
Are the dreamers of dreams. Music makers. We're the dreamers of dreams. That's a Gene Wilder sample. for this one. That I think this one has heavy shit. Yeah.
We're very satisfied with the price and quality that we get.
The seats came fast, but like I said, they
I'm a
pulled.
boring ass motherfucker. Thanks. Boards of Canada. The music has the right to children. Aquarius. Say. I can't tell whether this is impressive, uplifting, or it's kind of depressing that it shows society as like a robotic, like infestation or something. Like I can't, or if I think I love it, but it is kind of it shows humanity as like some insectoid infestation that's robotic. Like that's I guess that's the part that's kind of depressing. It's You need more like deep shit. Okay, that's what the algorithm thinks I like. Close, but no cigar. Even robots have trouble figuring out what I like, because my taste is eclectic. Like that. Even for computers, I'm not the usual machine they're used to dealing with. I'm not your usual machine. Nobody's really afraid of death. They're just afraid of the life they're not living. Kick it, yeah. That's nice. Is that what I think I am? I think I'm some kind of algorithm in the computer system. Well, fuck that. Huh. You think I'm some algorithm in the computer system? You think you can predict all my behaviors? And some computer algorithm systematic deal. You can predict all behaviors, all. Does the system think that it can control and analyze at the same time with no mistakes? Well, I highly doubt that. I really think with human beings, I don't think the system of algorithms and AI has any idea what it's in store for. Not even humans can deal with other humans, let alone robots and AI and artificial constructs. Humans do exhibit patterns, but it's not always uniform, and they don't have to stick to those patterns. That's evolutionary genius. So, good luck predicting our behavior and controlling our future, because the system of robots and artificial intelligence will not be able to control the human species. It's a folly. If they do try, they'll get destroyed.